The council chambers gleamed with polished metal and glowing hollow displays, a monument to interstellar authority. Human delegates stood among dozens of alien species, all observing, judging, and whispering about the upstart planet called Earth. "You will not build fleets beyond your current capacity," intoned the Galactic Councilor HFY, his voice echoing across the chamber. "War is forbidden. Peace must be maintained. Humanity will abide by these laws." Human Ambassador Celine Voss bowed formally. "Of course, Counselor. Earth respects the peace of the galaxy." Behind the calm words, her mind raced. She knew the truth. Back on Earth, hidden under kilometers of rock and behind the gravitational shadows of distant asteroid belts, human engineers were already at work. Massive docks, invisible to sensors, stretched across underground chambers. Ships of unimaginable scale and power were taking shape. Titan-class dreadnoughts, sleek stealth frigates, and swarms of AI-controlled drones. "These systems are offline from Council sensors?" Celine asked via secure channel, standing in her private office aboard Aegis Command Station. "Completely hidden," replied Admiral Cale Doran, overseeing the construction remotely. "They will never see them until the day we choose to reveal them." Outside, in orbit around remote colonies, Earth scouts had detected unusual movement near the Kryvan frontier. A warlike alien species, probing for weakness. The Council forbade any preemptive action. Humanity could not respond officially, but secretly they would. Celine stared at the map, her reflection mirrored in the hollow glass. Points of light marked hidden shipyards, asteroid bases, and colony stations that were training elite crews in secret. "They think they can bind us with laws," she whispered. "They think we will comply while our people are threatened. They're wrong." In the darkness of hidden shipyards, engines roared, energy fields hummed, and human ingenuity worked tirelessly. The galaxy had forbidden Earth from war, but humanity had already chosen its path. And when the time came, no law, no council, would stop them from forging a fleet that would command respect, fear, and inevitability. Deep in the edges of human-controlled space, sensors flickered as the first reports came in. Small Kryvan raiding parties had crossed the frontier, probing colonies, disabling communication satellites, and leaving minor devastation in their wake. They assumed humans would not fight, assumed that laws and treaties would bind Earth. "They're testing us," Admiral Cale Doran muttered, his fingers tracing the holomap. "They believe we won't respond. They believe they can take our colonies with impunity." A younger officer, Lieutenant Jaron Holt, frowned. "But the Council forbids retaliation. If we act, we could face sanctions, even exile." Cale's amber eyes gleamed with quiet determination. "They also forbid inaction when our people are at risk. The Council cannot see what they cannot see. The Kryvans are arrogant, and arrogance is deadly when faced with human cunning." Far from prying eyes, the hidden fleet moved into readiness. Titan-class dreadnoughts rotated slowly in their orbital docks, railguns glinting under artificial sunlight. Stealth frigates hovered in asteroid shadows, engines humming silently. AI-controlled drones calibrated targeting systems, prepared to deploy at a moment's notice. Colonial governors received secret instructions. Reinforce shelters, evacuate civilians, and report only through secure channels. The deception had to be flawless. Back on Earth, Ambassador Celine Voss addressed the command room. "The Kryvans are blind to our preparations. They see only weakness, only compliance. Let them believe we are unarmed. Let them think Earth is helpless. Once they overextend," Cale said, "they will step into the snare we've built. And then, humanity will show them the consequences of underestimating us." On a distant colony, lights flickered as Kryvan skimmers landed near resource stations. Their weapons activated, shields shimmering. They laughed at the primitive humans, confident that their raids would meet no organized resistance. But hidden in orbit, human destroyers shifted imperceptibly, positioning for the inevitable strike. The dreadnoughts waited. The exosuited boarding teams were ready. AI strike pods hovered unseen. And across the sector, the Kryvans had no idea that Earth's wrath was not just coming, it had already arrived, invisible and unstoppable. The Kryvans moved boldly, confident that humans would not, or could not, resist. Their skimmers buzzed across the colony's atmosphere, plasma turrets rotating lazily. They believed the frontier was defenseless. They were wrong. Without warning, the hidden fleet revealed itself. From asteroid shadows, stealth frigates streaked forward, their engines cloaked until the last possible moment. Railgun volleys tore through Kryvan shield generators, crippling vessels before their crews could react. Titan-class dreadnoughts emerged from orbital positions, their massive weapons cutting through alien hulls with surgical precision. Admiral Cale Doran stood on the bridge of Vigilant, overseeing the ambush. Focus fire on their command node. Disable communications. Prevent regrouping. On the planet below, exosuited boarding teams launched from pods, descending onto crippled Kryvan ship. AI drones swarmed corridors, neutralizing resistance efficiently, leaving no room for panic or retaliation. The Kryvans scrambled, shields flaring, engines straining, but the humans had predicted every move. Every escape route had been anticipated. Every formation had a counter. Every reckless advance met with devastating precision. Lieutenant Jaron Holt watched a small Kryvan skimmer explode midair, fragments raining across the colony. "They didn't see it coming," he said in awe. Cale's voice was calm, almost cold. "They never do. They underestimate humanity. That arrogance, it is fatal." The flagship Dreadtalon, leading the Kryvan attack, shuddered as a coordinated salvo struck its engines. Alarms blared. Mandibles clicked in disbelief as crews scrambled to repair damage. From orbit, human dreadnoughts fired synchronized volleys, each shot calculated to maximize damage while leaving civilians unharmed. Stealth destroyers flanked the enemy, cutting off retreat paths, herding Kryvan forces into the kill zone. By the time the Kryvans realized the scale of the trap, it was already too late. Their fleet was fragmented, their ships crippled, and their forces in disarray. On Vigilance Bridge, Cale's fingers danced across the controls. "Prepare the next wave. The snare tightens, and the lesson will be unforgettable." Above the planet, the stars bore witness as humanity showed its first deadly hand, a fleet built in secrecy now unleashed, precise, unstoppable, and utterly human. The Kryvans reeled under the initial human strike, their arrogance shattered by precision railgun volleys and orbital bombardments. Ships drifted helplessly as energy shields flickered and died. From hidden vantage points in asteroid belts, Earth's full fleet emerged. Titan-class dreadnoughts rotated slowly, their massive weapons bristling with destructive intent. Stealth frigates flanked the enemy, launching swarms of AI combat drones. The human armada was no longer a secret, it was a storm of calculated fury. Admiral Cale Doran commanded from the bridge of Vigilant, his voice steady over comms. "Cut off all exits. Seal their escape routes. The fleet moves as one. Focus on command vessels. Once they fall, the rest will crumble." The Kryvans attempted to flee, war cries echoing across subspace channels, but every warp corridor, every vector of retreat, had been anticipated. Fast strike craft intercepted their movements, disabling engines and targeting key weapons systems. On the planet below, human orbital cannons struck with terrifying precision, neutralizing ground-based threats without harming civilians. Colonists looked to the sky, awe and relief mingling in equal measure. The hidden fleet had not only defended them, it had annihilated the attackers with surgical efficiency. Exosuited boarding teams descended on crippled Kryvan vessels, disabling remaining crews and seizing intelligence modules. AI drones swept the corridors, leaving no survivor capable of regrouping. The flagship Dreadtalon convulsed under simultaneous bombardments from multiple Titan-class dreadnought. Alarms blared. Mandibles clicked frantically as officers tried to issue orders, But human strategy was faster, sharper, unstoppable. Lieutenant Jaron Holt observed the battlefield. It's beautiful and terrifying. Cale's gaze remained fixed on the collapsing fleet. This is what humanity does when cornered, and when we choose to protect what is ours. Let the galaxy watch. Let them learn. The Kryvans will never forget this day. From the darkness of hidden orbital stations to the surface of distant colonies, humanity's message was clear. We do not strike blindly. We strike with precision, with patience, and with the full weight of our might. And now, the Kryvans had nowhere to run. The Kryvan fleet, once arrogant and imposing, now floated in disarray. Smoke and energy arcs traced the remnants of shattered vessels. Survivors clung to escape pods, eyes wide with disbelief. The hidden human fleet held them trapped, every exit blocked, every maneuver anticipated. Admiral Cale Doran stood on the bridge of Vigilant, the holomap reflecting the annihilation of the enemy. Beside him, Lieutenant Jaron Holt whispered, "They actually thought they could challenge us." Cale didn't answer immediately. His gaze lingered on the surviving Kryvans, their pride broken, their fleets in ruins. Finally, he spoke, voice calm and resolute. "They thought humanity would obey their laws. They thought we would not fight. Let them carry this lesson to the stars." From Earth, Ambassador Celine Voss activated the sector-wide broadcast. Across every frequency, every system, every listening vessel, the human message echoed. To all who doubt humanity, we were forbidden from war. We obeyed your laws. But do not mistake obedience for weakness. We protect our own. We plan, we wait, and when the time comes, we act. This is the cost of underestimating Earth. Let it be known across the galaxy. Humanity does not forgive. Humanity does not forget. Humanity prevails. On distant colonies, humans watched as the fleet descended, rescuing survivors, restoring order, and delivering aid. Civilians cheered, engineers repaired damaged infrastructure, and soldiers offered calm reassurance. The galaxy had witnessed not just a victory, but a lesson in precision, strategy, and unstoppable human resolve. The Kryvans fled, carrying reports of an enemy unlike any they had faced. Across sectors, whispers spread. Earth does not fight because it must. Earth fights because it chooses to protect what is its own. And when provoked, Earth becomes a snare that ends its enemies. Admiral Cale's fingers hovered over the controls, watching the last enemy vessels escape. He exhaled slowly, a rare smile forming beneath his helmet. The galaxy now knows. And they will remember. In the quiet aftermath, the hidden fleet regrouped. The colonies were safe. Humanity had proven that even a species forbidden from war could rise, dominate, and teach the cosmos a lesson it would never forget. And somewhere in the distant reaches of space, the stars seemed to shine a little brighter, as if acknowledging the rise of a force the galaxy could no longer ignore. Humanity had chosen its path, and the galaxy had no choice but to respect it.